I happened to stumble upon a TEDx talk of my own this week, and I found it quite ironic considering that I have to do one for a project in my class. Then I remembered that everything is connected and there is no such thing as coincidence, and everything happens for a reason. I knew that this was the talk for me to share with the class. This TED Talk features Jeff Lieberman, host of Discovery Channel's Time Warp. Jeff holds 4 degrees from MIT, including a Bachelor's of Science in Physics and Math and a Master's of Science in Mechanical Engineering and Media Arts and Sciences. Jeff's purpose is to shed some light on a number of topics, but his main thesis is to point out the interconnectivity of everything and that spirituality and science are interconnected and how science can be used to justify this mystical experience in this changing of paradigms. The ancients truly knew what was going on, and we are beginning to wake up to it. Jeff speaks with such a passion and intensity, you can hear it coming through his voice and resonating with the audience and the souls that are in the audience. You can feel his intensity and his passion. His use of audience participation helps to keep the audience on track and also makes them feel as though they are part of the experience and that their opinion matters. It matters to the audience. If their opinion matters to Jeff, then what they're saying, what they're saying to him, he'll take personally, and his feedback back, they'll take personally. His strongest commandment would have to be commandment number 3. Thou shalt reveal thy curiosity and thy passion. His curiosity and passion would have to be his strongest characteristics. He would not be doing this if he was not so curious and extremely, extremely passionate about it. He touches the hearts of the audience with his genuine love for the universe. This really makes people want to know more about the subject, and if someone comes from opposing beliefs, his positivity and reassurance and passion that this is the right way to live might spark a possibility in them and can create change among them, and who knows, they pass it on to the next person and it changes the world. He does a great job of using the sparkline structure. He states what is, and then he's briefly, very briefly, but does a great job of it. He states, you might not be what you think you are. And then he goes back to what is for a little while, and he comes back up and states what could be by saying it is possible to totally eliminate suffering from society. This continues on throughout the middle of section of the presentation, stating what is and what could be, leading up to the call to action, which leads to the end, which calls to action the audience, and wraps up everything into one climactic ending, which makes for a great, great presentation. I believe the star moment is also at this culmination towards the end, and I believe when he brought up the Jesus and Buddha are both spiritual enlightening beings, it really brings up a controversial issue that people will remember, and for a lot of people, their paradigms may be beginning to shift, and some people's realities may be broken, and it's really what they will remember the most out of this, considering that they are 2 of the most famous religious figures on Earth. I also feel it's a climax. He wraps up everything into this is why it matters, because they are awesome people who are enlightened, and science is beginning to show that the ancients really did know a lot more than we thought they did with their primitive technology. He starts off with a personal statement, which I really feel has a lot of punch. It's very personal, and it touches on the hearts, and it really shows that he cares a lot about the audience and their lives. It's his authentic, true self. You can feel his true, genuine love coming through his voice. He looks natural on stage, and he seems to be very comfortable with the fact that he's naked. He doesn't care one bit that he's naked. Coming from a TV background, I can see how he's not very fazed by this. I will remember to be naked and honest for my next persuasive assignment. I also need to remember that I have to have done the research and have sufficient content and message. It's crucial to have your subject matter down pat, and so you can the audience can tell. They just can tell. It's just one of those things. I definitely want to continue to use the Sparkline system. I think it's excellent for developing a presentation, and I really love what it's done for me, and it's created a whole new idea of what a presentation is in my mind and how to analyze one. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Spirit and science are one.